Where the president is reacting to a rare bipartisan vote in Congress to limit his war powers.
It's largely symbolic and unlikely to advance in the Senate, but it does signal some pushback in Washington over how the war is being handled in Iran. ABC senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is live from the White House for us this morning. And Rachel, what did House lawmakers vote on, and what has the response been from the White House so far?
Yeah, Matt, Dia, good morning. Good to be with both of you. Look, there's a lot of movement here in Washington. This was a rare rebuke by several House Republicans. This same type of measure has come before the House on 4 different occasions. 3 times it has failed. On the 4th time, now you have a handful of Republicans, just 4, breaking from their party, crossing party lines to vote with Democrats on a war powers resolution. In this resolution, it would require the president to get approval from Congress before moving forward with any military action in Iran, meaning he would have to withdraw any U.S. forces if he does not get that congressional approval. Now, look, you mentioned this is an uphill battle. The president has already made it clear he's likely not to sign this. This morning, he's out on social media calling these Republicans grandstanders, accusing them of not being patriotic. But the symbolism here, this shows that there are now fractures in the Republican Party, and that the longer this war drags on, now past 95 days, the more we are starting to hear from Republicans saying that the president may need to be reined in on this one.
You know, Rachel, thanks again for being with us. We know negotiations between the U.S. and Iran are still stalled, but there were some moves toward de-escalation in the region just yesterday.
Yeah, Dia, you're so right about that. There was a ceasefire announcement, this renewed ceasefire between Israel and also Lebanon. We know that Israeli forces have been escalating their attacks in the region in Lebanon, and this has really come to the ire of Iran and Hezbollah. In fact, Iran threatened to call off the talks with the United States entirely because of these Israeli attacks. The president got on the phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm told it was a very tense phone call. The president even cursing at him, asking what the expletive are you doing at some point during that call, and then Netanyahu backed off of some of the attacks. And so this is some movement that there was this ceasefire, but the one issue here and the one blaring sign is that Hezbollah has not agreed to this, and we saw fighting and attacks continue overnight, guys.
All right, ABC's Rachel Scott, thank you so much for being here.